Okay then, in this video we will discuss AWS RDS in practice. To be more precise, we will do two things in this tutorial. So the first one, we will create a database instance. And the second thing we will do is we will run a MySQL database engine in that database instance. So I will show everything step by step. So for now, what we need to do is we need to go to AWS RDS. So for that, I will open these services and I will scroll down a little bit. And on the database category, I have RDS. So I will open it. So now I am on the dashboard of the Amazon RDS. So in here, I have database instances, and currently I don't have any up and running database instances. So that's why it says 0. And in here, it says allocated storage, and it's again 0 terabytes because I don't have any running instances, and that's why I'm not storing any data in the database. So that's why it's 0 terabytes. So now let's create our database instance. So for that, we need to go to the second page, databases. And also we need to, before creating a database instance, we need to make sure that we have selected the correct region. So in my case, I have selected Canada Central. So that means my database instance will be running in this region, in my case, Canada. So then what we need to do is we need to click on this button, Create Database. And then the first thing we need to do is we need to select a database creation method. So there are two creation methods. So the first one is standard create and the second one is easy create. So if you select easy create, you need to select your database engine, database instance class, and database name. While if you select standard create, you will have more configurations. So let me scroll down a little bit and show that one to you. So for instance, if I select this standard create, and if I scroll down a little bit here, I need to select my engine type. So then in here, I need to select version of the database engine. Then in here, for instance, I need to select database name or identifier, then username, so then password, and finally in here I have to select database instance class. So for instance, I can click on this memory optimized or this one, and I can also select what kind of instance I want. So, and I have just other VPC network configurations as well, and as well as some advanced additional configurations. All right. While if I select easy create, so if I select easy create, I have to select engine type, and then database instance size, and ID for my database, and then password and username. That's it. So now let's select easy create, because as you have seen, it's just a simplified version of creating a database instance. So it's gonna be easier for us. So that's why let's click on this one, easy create. And then the first step is we need to select our engine, or in other words, database engine. So we are interested in running MySQL in our database instance. So that's why I will select MySQL. So again, these are supported database engines and they are relational databases. So now in here, we need to select database instance size. So for instance, if you want production, so you will have 4 CPUs, 32 gigabytes of RAM and storage, and it's gonna cost this much for you, so per hour. And if you select dev, so you will have 2 CPUs and etc. etc. But we will stick with this one, free tier. We don't want to pay for this database, so that's why I just select this one, free tier. And in here, you can write database name. So for instance, you can write MySQL database. So like this. Then here you can write username, so it's gonna be your username. So, and I will leave everything as it is, just admin is fine. So we will need this one just to connect to our database, all right? So, and in here we need to type passwords. So if we don't want to type a password, we can just click on this one and then AWS will generate a password for us. But in my case, I will just write my password quickly and I will confirm it. Okay, so now scroll down a little bit, and if you click on this one, view default settings for easy create, so you can see what kind of configurations this one has assigned to us. So here you can see encryption is enabled and you cannot edit this one once your database is created. And VPC, so you already know VPC. So now if I just leave everything as it is, so it's gonna run this database instance in this default VPC. So that means if I want to, I can change that one. So if I want to change, I will just go and make it standard create and I will select non-default VPC. So then to scroll down, so it says database port. So and the database port is 3306. So that means it's gonna accept requests on this port. So etc. etc. So others are not important. So just close it. So this one, and just click create database. And then it starts creating a database for us. So it might take just a couple of minutes to create a database. So it's still creating. So now I can see that it's creating and status is creating. So it might take sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes it takes 30 minutes. So it depends on your database instance, all right? So now let's wait maybe for another 20 or 30 minutes, and when everything is ready, I will see you.